Any other questions?
Yeah, just a curiosity question. About when water pipes bust,
Yes.
pipes out.
When the water lines bust underneath your house,
Yeah.
you thought you had to do what?
Don't you take the pipes out? Maybe I misunderstood.
No, you cut that section out, put another section in, if you want. You don't have to replace all of them just cause that one bust.
Oh, that was the question.
Mhm.
I mean, quite naturally, when the one bust.
Okay, we've had some of them all the time. One lady called. She said she had water, but she didn't have any pressure. So I said, Corey went out. I said, Corey, when you go there, see if she's got water in the bathroom tub, in the bathroom sink, kitchen sink, whatever, see if it's hot and cold. Hot's gonna freeze full cold, every single time. I'm not gonna get involved that night, I'm just telling you, I've already done that with Bobby's sewer plant. They didn't know it, I said, Google it, you'll see. Yes, anyway. He went there and she did have, her cold water just barely was coming out. The bathroom, she had plenty of water, shower, sink and all that. It was the kitchen sink on the north side of the house where the wind was blowing. She didn't let that drip. She just let the cold drip, not the hot, and hot froze. And the cold just barely dripped. I said, soak them all up. And when it thaws out, we'll have somewhere for it to go as it expands and it won't bust your lines and she lucked out. A bunch of them was that lucky.
So when you do it, this is a lesson for me, sorry. You have to turn both of them on?
Absolutely, hot and cold. You don't just let one drip?
We're being educated.
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't do that, let them both just.
That's good to know.
Your water doesn't have to be that hot.
thank you for the tip.
I told people if it was dripping, they could always put a pot underneath it and they could fill their toilets with it. They could water their plants with it. It will not go to waste. But like I said, for 1,000 gallons, $20.05 is much cheaper than paying a plumber for busted pipes and all of that. That's 1,000 gallons. It's not gonna cost you 1,000 gallons for a couple nights of below, freezing temperatures.
I
It won't.
told a bunch of them, they let it drip.
Yeah,
Some
but
of
that's
them-
true, yeah.
Some of them didn't, just let one drip, that was cold, not hot. And hot's gonna freeze before the cold, I promise you, believe me.
Science.
Anything else from the council? Any questions?
I just want to say,
Oh,
what you all have said and recognized with Melissa is she takes the time to talk to the residents and explain all of this and that. Not only we're trying to transition, which is a learning process and getting the data, we had new rates and much more resident communication with her. And she takes the time, and everything takes time, but we got those bills out today.
We're out. No talk.
We took your concerns. I went to Melissa, I told her we put it on the website that we weren't going to charge
Yep.
interest, penalties and interest. But during this process, we didn't realize it was gonna be as late as it was. That, the intent was to not have it be as late as it was, but a lot of, we could just push a button and send them out.
Oh, I know.
But it
And that's
doesn't.
not gonna work very
No.
well. We try, literally look at every single one. So it does take time, but
It does.
today was successful. We're still waiting on a couple, right?
Yeah,
We
it's been-
realized that she could send the rest of them and not hold up the whole process. We have to wait to get a clarification on a couple of them still.
I'm gonna have 4 in the morning.
so which district went out?
So they're not actually done it's not eastern, western, it's generalized area.
Generalized.
Yeah, but this is,
So it's not by what's in the, code?
it's close. I mean, Randy, what do you think? Like, I don't drive them. I just,
You might have some, just say I might have, 7 or 8 of them on, Vision Street. The next 2 or 3 might be over here on Purnell Street. They're back and forth some, they're not all in the same district, no.
and not by voting districts either. I mean, it's generalized, but you'll be like, okay, this was,
I don't know how they made them up when they did
I
it
don't either.
years ago, but they're not all.
Okay, so they're
they always
not
gonna be on
absolutely,
Councilman Lee's time, then it's gonna be yours next time, it's gonna be Diane Walsh's next time. They're all not like that, exactly.
Oh, well, that's the way I read it.
that's
Yeah,
okay, I thought that too.
The way when I've been, I didn't see it was all exactly like
It's,
that.
yeah.
It's not,
Close, but
it's close.
It's not.
And,
That's
and
close, but it's not, you know.
And so how many are you putting out each time? How many?
400, right?
300 to 400.
Mhm.
Wow, and you're looking at each one of
Every
them.
single one of them. Her and myself.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
oh yeah, and super fun icing and sprinkles on top was that as a consideration, we don't have to put it on there, but when we get what's called an all leak report, and it tells us every account, and if it has a leak, a continuous leak, which is much just gonna use a lot more water, or an intermittent leak. On our old system, we could enter it in as notes. This system has not had a space entered yet where we can do it. So went through every single one of them and used a stamp on each one of them to make sure that people know if they're having a leak or not, because actually this billing period, they actually had a lot of heavy leaks.
Really?
Mm.
Data loggers, you're welcome. Sorry.
It is what it is, man. I don't care. It don't
But we
bother me.
Yeah, it's good information, but, yeah, it just other, making sure that residents are informed. Because we want, people to feel that they are informed and that, what's reflected in their bill is their use.
Okay. Well, good. Great, thank you for all that.
Yes.
Okay, C, let's address trash collection services to out-of-town residents. Mr. Pollitt?
Yes, as I understand it, back when Summerfield was originally annexed and picked up additional properties with town, of course, town services went into those areas that were annexed. Then Summerfield was de-annexed, and yet some of the services continued erroneously. And so it's come to our attention that we are providing trash collection services to properties outside of the town limits, which normally is just not done. And we wanted Randy to come and talk to you about that, about some of the concerns he has about continuing such a practice and get some direction on how you want to resolve it.
You know, like Rick was saying, back there when Summerfield was first annexed for Yachowski and them, it was 4 homes that they had that were in that area that took the town cans or whatever. And then when it was de-annexed, and I don't think y'all really want to know why it got de-annexed, but the cans we were told them to stay because it might get changed back again.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, I addressed it with another administration that came in. They never did go along. They never did say either way, so I just let it go. And since then, we've had another administration. It's just going along, you know. And when we were out there the other week, I told him, no, I said, look, man, I said, they really need to stop picking these cans up. Because the one house has been sold. The can that was there is now gone. We don't have it.
Okay.
And the people are getting free trash picked up for nothing. They're paying nothing for nothing. And it's not right. And my personal opinion, which I don't live here, I don't pay taxes here. I just think if they're gonna get it, everybody else is all get free trash picked up too. And I think y'all take send them a letter, get cans and bring them back.
If I could just correct one thing I just said, I just understood from hearing Randy now that this wasn't an erroneous, this was a conscious decision by the town to keep the trash collection going even after the annexation.
When we first originally carried the cans out, when that administration left, when the next administration came in, it was however they ended up getting de-annexed, however it was at that point in time. I don't know if Mike Pruitt was still on or off the council at that time. It was brought up about, do you want to get the cans or whatever? It was more or less like, hold off for right now. So.
So the town knew back then that we were
Yeah,
providing
yeah,
service
maybe
without.
the town knew back
Yeah.
then, when the cans were given. One town can for every citizen had to get a can. But you can go purchase your other ones from Home Depot, wherever, as long as they're compatible, you don't rush up. Made it clear that you made a total mistake because you're picking up free trash. Because you're getting nothing for your can. They paid for the can, free trash, and I'm telling you, it's been going on ever since 2015, probably, 16.
Randy, how many
And-
homes have the?
Yeah, how many
Also, in the-
Sorry, how many homes have the, you said one adult, how many homes have this? Out there,
It's only 3 now that has them.
It's on.
Yeah, it's good.
It's only free.
3 homes.
It's only free. I know it's not much.
No, but it's straight home.
All I'm saying is, it's not fair for them to get theirs free
No.
and everybody else is paying.
But they have town trash
Yes,
cans.
ma'am.
Yes.
they do. Says town
Plus,
study.
and how many of the 3 have extra cans
None.
that they bought?
No.
They just have
There's
that
one
one.
town can, and they don't have any other extra cans.
And what area, is this Moat
The one-
Road or is it?
It's just before you get to Moat Road, the 2 houses on the right, just before you get to Moat Road, and the new house across the street where they have the new garage and all, that's why it was de-annexed, because they couldn't put it there while it was annexed. And then that came to the train station, had it rolled up, making it de-annexed, and they saw the other houses weren't gonna do anything, so they de-annexed it, and then they got the cans, and they still got cans.
So when they got the cans, they weren't like on a register like everybody else in
The town was
town?
annexed at the time. When they got.
When they got the cans.
They wouldn't have got them, they were in the town limits, because it was annexed out that far. When it was de-annexed, they never made those cans bring back.
And it's not working. It may be saying it's on, but it's not working. I'm getting, my whole screen is, people are commenting on Facebook.
So
Anyway.
I don't know what to do. When we had
Just
it,
letting you know.
I meant when they first, in town first got cans, was it on a bill?
It was,
Like,
I don't know about the billing.
They had
Okay.
no services,
Huh.
because they had no services, if I understand correctly. There's no water and sewer out there.
Yeah, no water and sewer.
I don't know how.
They never got it.
No.
Now,
Never got it.
But they were paying.
but everybody else in town,
They
because they
yes.
were on water,
mhm.
that's their,
Yes,
it
That's
was
for the-
automatically put on there.
Yes.
That one, okay.
I mean, it's sewer out that way, but they don't have it, just coming from
Yeah.
Champlain, that's all. That's the only sewer.
so you have 2 issues, you have those 3 cans out there on properties that are being annexed, they must be aware they're being annexed. Then they don't pay town taxes anymore. And then you have the second trash cans that Holy Woods is
I mean, if it
picking up
makes any,
with no revenue for that and it having the expense.
And then this gas going out.
Out to,
Yeah.
out of town limits,
Far,
right,
and 3 people.
yeah.
and 3 people. Okay. Any other questions?
What is the next step? If getting that,
You understand, I got, and I think Rick was in the meeting and understood as well, a letter will be sent to them to give them a couple, I think the mayor was there too, I think we all discussed this. A letter will be sent to the residents and give them a couple weeks' notice or whatever, because I told Linnell yesterday, Linnell, we probably should have picked him up. I know it's been over 2 or 3 weeks this was discussed. I think the letter, like I was asking and talking to Linnell about, I think it's probably got to come from the mayor or Rick to them. I think, I could be wrong.
No, that's why we're talking today.
That's why we're making a decision.
No, I would say it'd be from probably one of you guys there, you know. And
whether they get.
The mayor and
I was
council.
picking them up. If they have 2 or 3,
Mayor,
they have a couple weeks notice, you know.
Mayor, council.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't read everybody
Yeah,
out.
here with this question that I'm setting here. If it's the mayor and council, when are we gonna make that decision? This is where we have challenges for me. That we discuss things and things come up in here and don't make a decision on, it, then we come back and the decision is made on it. Are we gonna make a decision on these matters when they come up, say, okay, we discussed it. People come to you, I don't know what's gonna happen, but then it comes out later on, if a decision is made, again, as a member of council, I don't know anything about it. I know it was discussed at the table, but there was no decision made on it. So how do we do that?
We discuss this, we do not vote on work sessions.
I didn't say vote.
We just come to a consensus, and it seems to me, if you all are saying that this is, you think that their letter should be sent. Is that what you're saying to me?
No, I just.
That's
wanna-
why I'm listening to everybody. I want to listen to Randy, I want to listen to finance, before we make any consensus type decision. So that's what I want to go through everybody first. I don't want to jump to conclusions rapidly. I want to hear everybody out. And that's why we
I
have this.
respect what you're, I respect what you're saying, but I guess I'm somewhere else.
So where are you
Yeah.
on this?
Yeah, so where I am is when we discuss these types of issues, any issue that comes up in the work session,
Where are you on this topic?
I'm following. I'm,
Do you think the cans should be picked up?
I'm,
Have a letter sent to
I'm,
them, or do you not?
persuaded by his.
Okay. Okay, so that's what I need to know. How about you, Councilperson Fletcher?
Say it again,
Should we be allowing those 3 homes to have their trash picked up
oh,
outside of town?
not for free, no, no.
And I don't think you can really put in a thing to charge them because of how it will affect.
Doesn't affect nobody out there.
But
I think it is courtesy, give them time, they're gonna have.
Yeah,
I
I agree. I mean, I think they need to have a heads up that this is
Oh,
coming.
yes.
We're not us just say, no, we're not coming to you anymore.
Right.
Right.
So, Councilperson Walsh, what do you think?
I'll follow the advice of
Of the
administration.
of the
Yeah, sure.
staff, okay. And how long do you think we should give them to
Give them 3 weeks.
notice?
Just a minute, I would give them 3 weeks or whatever, that's plenty ample time to get another can or whatever.
Mhm.
You know, we've been picking them up for the last however many years, you know,
Right,
It seems like we often give people 30 days
that's fine.
rounded to a month.
30 days?
Fine with me. I'll go with y'all.
is that good?
I think that's.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 30 days, good
Yes.
with everybody else? 30 days? Okay,
And then possibly, did we list in their area, the numbers that are available to them? Do you know any of the local trash people, the companies?
Yeah.
And possibly give them,
Seagull, I mean, I don't,
it would just be a nice thing,
Oh,
like, yeah, sit to that and
included in the
yeah,
letter.
it's included, here are the list of, you
Logos.
know.
do you have a
I'll
list of
get, I'll get
them?
names and numbers.
You'll get names and numbers?
That
would be great.
Yeah,
They can
That would be great.
take their trash to the.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Dump pass,
yeah, that would be great, a list of them.
just some options,
I think that's good.
Yes,
And that's why I say American Council, because this is habit, this is what
Okay.
it's
Stuff going on.
not addressed.
okay.
It is already still code.
You know,
Shouldn't
what's
be
going
that
on.
way,
Yeah.
so.
I know seagulls here, different ones, I don't know.
policeman.
It's a brown, I don't know what the company is, but it's a brown, they have brown trash cans.
Mhm.
So they don't send
Something name of it.
What is that? What's your
Did
question?
you say something about second cans?
That's another issue, I think, that it's before, to be discussed for sure, these
It's refreshed.
additional non-town of Snow Hill trash is being picked up and the town is paying for that and not collecting any money for that.
There are some people that have two.
Some
Oh, yeah.
people have.
Some
people
people-
are-
people-
We charge for each town trash.
Trash man,
We keep going around.
we charge,
I know, I respect those people.
The town trash can, but not
yes,
the personal trash can that's adaptable.
yes.
It should be in the record still, when Mary Jewel was, the mayor,
Mhm.
she had us go around when we picked up trash to let them know how many non-town trash cans was here. And that information was sent up, so it should be documented somewhere.
Somewhere. Do you
I'll look.
remember that number
I'll
or
look.
do you have a
Well,
copy of that?
Let's think about this too. You have some residents who probably have moved since then, or new people coming in.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you.
So-
There's some people that's moved, and some of their cans are gone, then you got some people that's moved here, brought more cans than the other people that
Yeah.
live. So, I mean, I've got, especially been back with Mary Jewel. So the can number is not gonna be the same now as higher or lower, I do know that. All I'm saying is, if you're getting free trash picked up, it is not right, because I'm getting ready to have to order more cans. Because people now are wanting cans, some bust, this happens, that happens, and I probably don't have maybe 50 left down on the yard.
And don't we have to actually pay to dump it?
Yes.
It's not just the can, that
No.
not, we have to pay,
I'll tip it.
we have to buy the can, okay, tipping.
You get the
But that's
tipping.
what it's called. Mhm.
So that when you ever check it, when I take and stamp and code it every month, send it up to Ron, he uses it on nail, you all sign the checks and it's like for a tipping fee.
The town pays for it, but. there are
Absolutely,
people that aren't paying.
$75 a ton.
And that has increased too.
And if you
That's
look
right.
at,
It's gone up.
if you look at my monthly reports and all, most of the months are anywhere from 78 to 80-some tons.
How many tons are in the
That's-
second trash cans?
78 to what?
82, something like that.
Okay.
I don't have my, I just,
So. you
Yeah, well,
say
just around, whatever, yes.
$75 tons.
$75 a ton,
Oh, $75.
dollars a ton, and then
Yes,
he's
it's
saying
$75
78 to 82 tons a month? Or a day?
His report.
Okay.
Okay.
it's right around 70, anywhere from 70 to 80 ton a month. Okay, this month here, it ended up being 68. 68.89 to make it exact.
So that's about $6,000.
That's 70,000, you know, 70 ton. And $75 a ton. And I have 75,000 budgeted a year, and I'm gonna be very close come July.
80 times 75?
And that doesn't, in
That does not include your fuel, paying the guys.
salaries.
Nope, there's no maintenance on the truck, there's no nothing. That's 75,000 a year
Trash.
just to pay for trash.
Paper
And we're
And we
dumping,
don't even collect.
and we're dumping free trash.
So we lose money.
You're losing
We're
money for
losing.
every can that's
Every
out of town,
can.
and you're losing money.
You know, yes.
I don't care where it's at, you're losing money. If it's in this town, we're picking it up, we're dumping it, it's not a town can, you're losing money.
So what are your opinions on that? Since you know now how much we're paying for.
Yeah. It's, most times 70-some ton a month. And I've got every one of them from the last 10.5 years.
And you have somewhere how many extra cans there are in the whole town?
But on the yard, it's somewhere, it's
Is it 100? Is
50,
it
maybe 50, 75 cans at the most.
50 to 75
At
cans?
the most, I don't remember the last ones when we got them, how many we ordered and nothing else. I don't remember, but I do know that I've been back there and I'm gonna have to order some here this spring. I told Nelson, something to Nell about it, I don't know, a month or so ago. And I don't remember exactly how many I ordered the last time. The first time it was for everybody, we had some extra. The last time it was nothing like that because they had already made the decision to let them get their own cans to go with it if they need be. I don't remember, I know Nell just pulled it up and she's told me and I forgot.
So how do you propose us to go about this? Of getting rid of
I'll
those
use-
extra, we just don't pick them up?
No, the people need to be sent on notice.
Excuse me, can I interrupt for a second?
Sure.
Our agenda said that we were gonna talk about trash service for residents outside of town.
We did,
We're
I know, I was wondering about
We're
that.
getting into
Are
a
we getting into
discussion
it?
that we're clearly not prepared for. This is a discussion that's been going on for a number of years, but I would suggest that we postpone this to another work session where we can give you some documentation and
That'd
background
be good.
information as to just what's going on, how long it's been going on, and then talk
Yeah.
about possible changes to the
Yeah,
system.
because it says out of town residents,
Mhm.
so we'll have to put this on another work session, get all that together.
She calls that. She's the one who brought it up.
It's her fault. Okay, all right, but that was good. Okay, D, discuss fees and fines related to the police department. So Chief, you're on for this.
So I don't want to continue the theme of losing money, but, we have met, town staff has been meeting to discuss, some of the fines that are currently in our code. Most of the code that we refer to in the parking fines is under chapter 131. And in researching this, none of these codes have been updated since 2000. So they're 25 years old. Fines have not been updated since 2000, so they're also almost 25 years, 25 years old. So what I did was research under the authority that you're given under the transportation law, which gives local authority the ability to raise fines in their codes. And after some discussion with town staff, submitted you a new pay scale that would be assigned to parking violations. Some have been tripled, but others mostly doubled. Under the authority, we can't exceed what the state mandates are as far as fines, but we can go up to that level. So if we were writing, a local municipality was writing a speeding ticket, we could not exceed what the fine would be and the points would be for a state citation. We typically don't write those kind of citations. We stay pretty much in the parking and abandoned vehicles, the loose dogs, those type of things. So, in the submission, we're proposing that we do increase the fines. And the main reason is, the way the system is set up now, if I write someone a parking ticket, they have the option of paying it or going to court. Most of the parking citations right now are between $20 and $25. Send an officer to court, it's $40 an hour. So we're losing money as soon as we write the citation and someone wants to go to court. So I've always leaned on the education in lieu of enforcement, but sometimes there are needs to enforce, which means we write citations. We certainly still have the option of writing a state citation for parking. We prefer to write it locally under the municipal, so the town collects that.
It's $20 if you want to know.
Yeah, $20, yes. If we write a state citation, that money goes into the Maryland State General Fund. It does not come back to us in any way, shape, or form. There's no system that that gives us that money. If we write a municipal citation currently, that would come back to us. It's not a money-making machine by any stretch. I think last year we wrote just under 50 citations for parking. So we're not writing a lot of parking citations, but as summer approaches, we get more and more calls for businesses, owners saying people are parked in their 2-hour parking lots. We do get fire lane complaints at the public schools. We do write citations for that. Typically, we will write the municipal citation for that, but there are some instances we would write the state citation. But since these fines have not been updated in several years, we felt it was time to at least explore that, and then that's why I'm here submitting what we think is an appropriate level. And then your typical parking ticket will go from $20 to $60. So that would cover some of our costs. It covers Melissa's time when she has to accept the citations. And then will give me the option to push that forward to the district court level if someone wants to stay in trial and contest it. Right now, the mechanisms in place right now are kind of anti for us to do that because of cost. A $20 ticket is probably going to cost probably $60 to $70 for the town to pursue it. So, and that's not including if we need a lawyer to review anything. Typically, the state's attorney would handle that, but with municipals, sometimes it goes in a different direction. So, so I submitted you the list. Hopefully, everyone has that. This was worked on by the fees and fines committee that does not address anything other than what police involvement would be. Your abandoned vehicles, loose dogs, a tractor trailer with a reefer unit that's running overnight. We would have the ability to write those citations. We cannot exceed any of the handicap fines because that's set by the state. So they're technically right now they're still $100.
$100.
We're anticipating with the shortfalls in the state that these fines are going to increase, and we may have the option even of increasing them. But I think at this point in time, if we can increase them, it would be the first time we've done one in 25 years. So.
I have a question. Are these, you mentioned something about the state, are these reflective of what the state
Correct.
allows?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. They were right up to, we can go to that level. We just can't exceed that level.
I understand prudence and I think management, I think it would be the force to whether they want to not. I don't think it's a big deal, but you know, if it's gonna cost more money than you're making out of it, boy, that's a, you know, what do you do for that?
Correct.
You know, you said there are only about 50 fines a year averagely.
On average, yes. Typically, if you write 2 or 3 tickets downtown, if they use that as an example, that word spreads amongst the business owners and people, they tend to correct their actions for a little bit, which is more education than enforcement. But after a while, they abuse that. And we have very select parking spaces downtown that have the 2-hour limits. And what I've presented before in the past was maybe adjusting some of those signs or making all of the downtown a 2-hour that are on our main streets. I'm talking Pettit Street. No, I'm gonna get it right in a minute. Pearl. in Green Street, Willis Street, those around the library, those around the downtown district. Making those 2-hour time limits would certainly allow us to enforce that downtown area.
The challenge that we face, I'm looking at the summertime now, because travelers, visitors come through. Any feel at all in terms of people who, tickets that are written for people who visit here, I mean, maybe out of state or out of the town?
Sure.
And feel for that?
I would say 70% are locals that we write citations to. So 70% are local people within Worcester County. Most of those are overflows from the circuit court level. The first 2 weeks of every month are your jury trials. So every 2 weeks in each month, you have 200 to 300 prospective jurors coming into the town who bring their own vehicles, who overflow the parking lots, which then pushes our people who work in the government center to park on our side streets. Now, our signs specifically say 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Anything beyond that, we don't enforce. So typically, we'll get a call from a business owner saying there's a car. Now, they may not be Snow Hill residents. They may be Berlin or someone within Worcester County. I would say that's a majority of our violations. On the weekends, typically, we don't have to do a whole lot of enforcement. There's enough spaces available. Well, one thing that has come up is the apartments that are now downtown. They have people staying in them. They tend to park on our streets at nighttime, and then they extend that into the next day. So we're trying to figure out a system that would work for them. Now, obviously, our previous mayor said the right thing. We don't have a parking problem, we have a walking problem. So if we make them park behind these businesses or off-site parking, that may be the solution. But, you know, I also understand if a single woman is pulling up there at 9 o'clock at night unloading groceries, she doesn't want to walk 2 blocks carrying her groceries. And then she's not going to go back to her car and move it. It will stay there overnight. So we've discussed permitting for everybody downtown, but ideally, the way we've got it set up right now, the majority of our violations are local folks. So, and we haven't gotten any negative feedback when they get a $20 ticket. It's a $20 citation. If you go to any of the other local municipalities, their citations are much higher.
I guess, you know, I'm certainly supportive of what you're saying in your argument, makes sense. But I am concerned, deeply concerned that the people, not the people who live here so much, I'm concerned about the people who come here.
Right.
And can come away with a ticket, you know, it's an image, it's, you know, don't drive through Preston, because if you do, they're gonna sure to get you when you, and everybody slows down when you're in Preston. It's true, it sends a message. I mean, if you wanna get the message called, people are writing them tickets, and that's exactly what they've done. And I think anybody who goes north knows that, okay? But I think it's just a bad image, and I wish you give some thought to how you can
Sure.
take care a little bit of that.
And what we would do is certainly address it with our business owners downtown to make sure they reinforce to their customers that they're there for a 2-hour parking. And most of the time, that's what we see. Again, I'm all about education before I start writing citations. Typically, we're writing tickets after a complaint or because it's difficult. The old ways was you mark a chalk line on a tire and you come back 2 hours later. Those days are sort of are getting out of the way, but now we have surveillance systems now. We can see and timestamp cars. Hopefully with additional grants, the entire downtown will be availability to be reviewed on who's there and who's been parking there. Something similar we would use for court prosecution if someone wants to argue they haven't been there long enough. But again, we're working towards a solution. Obviously, the citations that we've written this past year, none have required any court attendance. They've been relatively easy to pay the citations. I think a handful of handicap tickets have been issued. And we've only had to respond to one of those because the placard was not displayed. Although they had the placard, they just didn't display. So we dismissed that citation. But a $20 ticket right now really isn't much of a deterrent, and it's not really educating anybody either. So again, with the fee increase, we would hope, we have to reprint all the books. There's a cost associated with that. But, and again, this is not a moneymaker for the town. This is more of a deterrent.
Right, so I hear what Mr. Lee is saying. I wonder, though, along with that, how many people, it seems like we have a lot more apartments downtown, and those people don't have parking permits. They have to take what they can get when they park. So do we want? Yeah. If there are people parking in the town spaces for longer than 2 hours and they're not here.
Right.
I don't know.
The issues we,
Seems like it would help
the
help
issues we
help
all,
the residents to be able to get,
our issues are always the first Fridays when we're trying to set up. We have people park downtown and any of our big events. So your July 4th, your
Mhm.
Memorial Day, your plus another combine, where we're trying to clear a space out. Usually we have 2 or 3, and this past year we've had to tow 2 vehicles. So they're in the spots. So, and they're in signs that are clearly marked 2-hour parking. And again, I've presented you all, or at least a board with some recommendations about, the streets, about putting parking on one side or the other. Because I mean, there are Pearl Street can be very tight
It can
trying to
be
get down
tight.
there.
Yeah.
So, but this is just sort of the chew on. I mean, we're gonna have to do something, as far as enforcement. Obviously, if it's so egregious, we write a state citation and then we have the authority to tow it right away. So, we do have that option.
Okay,
So, but again, you have to have painted signs, you have to have the fire lanes marked clearly.
all right.
I think Councilman Walsh has even said that we need to make sure our parking lanes for the parking are the correct dimensions.
All downtown.
So we just need to make sure, and then obviously you have to have the appropriate amount of handicap spot
Mhm.
places as well, so, okay, we'll certainly go any direction you decide to do.
Seems like when we do all that, if we increase signage, we could have signs that say, some places have, signs that have arrows or additional parking with an arrow. Because I think if you came and visited the town, you might not know that all the places you could park, you think, if you're coming from a more populated area, you might think, I'm going to this shop, I'm gonna pull in front of this shop or this space in the downtown area, but you may not be, if you're new, you're not gonna be aware that there's parking behind a oak. I didn't know that for a couple of years, that was public parking, you know what I mean? So we could probably increase our signage to, as you were saying, for the image, for friendliness for visitors.
All right, so if we are accepting these fines and fees, what's the next step? Mr. Pollock?
Well, there's a couple of ways you could do it. You could look at this on its own merits, or you could include it as part of your budget, like your agency going forward. You'll be putting a budget together, and you'll need to balance revenue with expenses. It'll delay it certainly,
Just.
if it's something you'd rather make.
Not just.
Do this in
No, if you want to make it a
ordinance?
priority, you can go ahead with it right
An
away.
ordinance, yeah, I think we'll go with the ordinance.
I still, one thing that I was looking at your prices for the insufficient funds, that's a little low. Most of them are $35 or
Right,
more.
right. Yeah, I kind of default to that, town hall staff to figure out what insufficient funds would be.
What are insufficient funds?
Like 35 now?
The town does that.
I'm talking like in the bank, most banks are what, 35?
I don't know.
Yeah, $33,
Yeah, they're-
$35.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We don't charge.
We don't charge.
What do we charge,
Yeah,
25?
Yeah, I think we did 25.
I don't.
I think it's time for that to change for the town.
We do not get that
So
very.
are you proposing 35?
I would say 35.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, I don't vote, but it's my 2 cents. You good with that?
Sorry, I'm just.
Insufficient funds?
It's sufficient funds, so don't write us a check, okay?
Yeah, don't write, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But that rate, I think, the rest of them I do think are good.
Okay.
That rate, I think you should increase too.
Okay.
Would
I
we
mean,
be able to have
most
this in time
people
for
use
first reader next
plastic.
week?
That's right.
Will we have time for a reading next week? Yeah, we'll probably get that done. Okay, that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Thanks, Chief, for all this.
You're welcome.
Good work. Okay, comments from the public? We don't have any, all right? All right, announcements, council, tell me all the good stuff that's going on in your districts or liaison work or me all about it. We'll start with Councilperson Fletcher.
Well, I haven't had my orientation yet, but I'll have it tomorrow, so then I will contact you next week, sir.
And you're doing orientation with Mr. Pollock. Okay, good, thank
I'll
you.
be waiting for your call.
Councilperson Walsh?
And Melissa, just
sure.
what I said.
Sorry.
Okay, if you need help, please, I'll note that on my calendar. First of the month,
Margaret signed.
see Melissa. See Melissa.
Lick envelopes, got it.
Mhm. Sorry.
You don't have a Councilperson Walsh?
The machine does it, but.
I was gonna say, I hope you have one of those, like.
No, I'm not putting my DNA on any of that. No, the machine does it.
Yes, I just was gonna, mention as an announcement that even though we don't have an actual First Friday this week, many of the businesses are having special events. And the Hunt for the Heart is going on, so people can go into the businesses and collect their hearts and get them entered for a drawing for a gift basket. And one that did not make it on any of the websites is Gary, the new owner at Food Right, is doing a wine tasting on Friday night at the Town Market Basket.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I hadn't heard that.
Mhm. So
Is
if
that
it's
on Facebook?
It's on Facebook. It's
Okay.
not the name.
Okay.
We'll try to rope it into, I'll ask the chamber, because he is a member, but he, a little late to the getting into town. Online. Yes.
Okay,
So everyone have a great,
okay.
Friday.
Councilperson Lee?
I was just asking the manager, the new business that opened, weren't they having a business opening? Did I miss it?
You mean the chamber?
I don't know what.
I thought there was a real estate, but that's, I think it's till March or something. I saw something about Long and Foster realtors. Did you see that?
I did, they're
Chamber.
in the Plaque Building. I
In
didn't
the
see
Plaque
it on the
Building?
chamber, but they've been advertising. The company has.
There's an opening, I think, of the chamber, but I
Okay.
don't think it's this week. I think it's coming up. And I was wondering, is the Black Building?
Yes, and the coffee shop is supposed to be there opening in March as
Opening in
well,
March.
in the same building.
Okay.
And then I
Good.
just saw that on Facebook.
There's a nice article about the coffee shop in the Daily Times this morning.
Oh, there was, okay. Good. All right, good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're ready to adjourn here. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Second,
I second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting
There are something.